Welcome back. Welcome back. So I'll be honest, it's some utterly vile, heinous scumbag behaviour. But I mean, I told you I was going to do it last time, and I stick to my guns. If I'm going to do something shitty, I will do that shitty thing. I did a big Google on where to find Little Sister today, because I don't know, maybe there was some means I could have used to tracking her down, but I don't know what it was. So this is it's not getting me anywhere, is it? So yeah, I abused the Google to find it. I really don't like doing it, man. I like to play things blind. I like to, figure things out on my own as much as I possibly can, but there's some stuff that I just don't think I'm ever going to get, so this was one of them. So we're going to go have a little word with Clara II, I think. Also, what the hell happened to my immunity, man? Do I have low immunity for a reason? Oh, it's because my reputation was low and I couldn't buy the tablets. I remember. I remember now. How could I possibly forget what last video was, which was mostly just struggling. Just reputation-based struggling. There is a medicine shop right here, though, which is somewhat convenient, I think. Quite helpful. You gonna sell to me? Are we friends now? Yeah, we're friends now. I would like all of your finest tablets, my good sir. How much is Miradorm here? 600. Yeah, I'll take all that as well, honestly. I know I can trade for it, but people you can trade with are becoming rarer and rarer on the streets at the moment because a lot of their spawns are being taken up by, murderers. So, to make life a little bit easier on myself, I'm gonna stock up appropriately. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through the Plague District to get to where we want to be. So we're gonna get a little bit stanked on, but I guess that's fine. I've lived through worse. And we have a little sister to find. Not in the Bioshock sense, obviously. That's very different. Although both are, a bit creepy and a bit unsettling and kind of dangerous. I don't know. I'm reaching here. I believe it's this building is the one I want. And then upstairs. Very dark. Can't actually fucking see shit in here. Well, that ain't Clara, is it? Hello? Anyone in here? I hope this is the right building. I hope I've got the right building here. That's the stairs again. Wait, where the oh, there you are. Hello.
Are you sure you're in good health? I'm glad.
Being here is such a torment. This place is cold, gloomy, full of pain, and worst of all, devoid of the slightest warmth or comfort. How can anyone be made to suffer this for so long? Why did you do this to us? Why don't you just resolve everything already so we can be out of here? Changeling. The Changeling, that is. The two faces don't really look that alike, I'm not gonna lie, but alright. I found you at last, sister. I'm no sister of yours. Do you really not recognize me? No, I don't recognize you. Then we should part ways quickly before something bad happens, except I don't want to let you go. Even though I'm afraid to touch you, I feel sorry for you, and hence I love you, my dear sister. You just said I'm not your sister, make up your mind. Maybe more than any living being on this earth. And I hate you. Oh, got an achievement for that. Very nice. You're so sweet, such eyes. They're not like mine at all. You need to leave at once. See, the whole place is infected. You know as well as I do that the infection won't do anything to me. I can't go anywhere now. I'm now hated by those who used to love me. They torture me, they burn me, and they hurl stones at me. I have to hide. Why is it that any place you visit becomes infected? Oh, how is that my fault? I come here because I need a place to hide from those who are out there hunting me. They've got fire and steel, their henchmen are ferocious. And what do I have to stave them off with? Only this. They're too scared to get closer. Those who have remained faithful to me can't do anything to protect me. Who are those faithful? Simple folk, commoners, outcasts, non-bounds. But they've been unafraid of him who's been my only friend this whole time. Him who's taken the blow for me. They're taking care of him. Out of this absurd and impossible creature, a living thing made of dead matter. They didn't turn him into a scapegoat for all their sins and murders. I know who you're talking about. It's that albino, the creature from the steppe. Anything else to add? Our hands don't look the same either. And I've been missing you so much. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna get the fuck out of here before I get too thoroughly fucked by the stank. Interesting conversation. The Shepnak had previously made it clear that they weren't my sister, that they were separate entities, and I guess that fully confirms it. The Shepnak is like, I don't know, I'm trying to piece this together because, again, as previously mentioned, my brain is quite small. But from what I understand, if the Shabnak is, as has been established by basically everyone since the beginning of this, sort of the representation of the plague, and the Shabnak is, you know, the ally of the second Clara, the one protecting her. That's why she's hanging out in the plagued areas, if you like, because, you know, obviously no one's going to come hunting for her in a plagued area. She's safe there. So that's why she sees the Shabnak as like an ally, I guess. But what is she? Like, I thought she was a representation of the plague and she was also the Shabnak, but they're definitely like officially separate entities, right? There's no through line between the two of them. So what do we do with this information? What does it mean? Who the fuck is Clara? Either form of Clara. The Clara I'm playing right now and the Clara we just found in that building. Who are either of them? She's a miracle worker, right? She came along here, she's got her magical healing hands that sometimes just kill people, but sometimes do in fact heal people. But she's like... she's powerful. She's got abilities like beyond that even of a mistress. She willed the other Clara into being. The Clara who is allied with the Shabnak, who, I guess, brought the plague from a, as I say, from a more metaphorical spiritual sense. Obviously the plague was actually brought by the drilling into the infected blood under the ground. It's, I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot to work out right now. This game has a very impressive ability to just make me feel like a fucking idiot every time I play it, you know? Like, most of what people say and what we discover just goes straight over my head a lot of the time. And I never really thought of myself as being a dumbass, you know, but this game really does drive home the fact that maybe I'm not quite as good at putting things together as I thought I was. Well. I think I'm piecing bits together, right? I'm getting like an overall vague sense of what's going on. This, you know, here during my third playthrough of the game, I'm starting to get an idea of what the whole themes and key plot points and everything are about. As I say, it's hard to take any of it too seriously when it's been repeatedly, well, not repeatedly, but it has been established by what we saw at the end of my Bachelor playthrough, that none of it matters or means anything. Like, the entire, even within its own sort of fictional realm of being a video game that it is, everything is like metafictional as well. Like, there's no actual meaning to any of it. only the meaning that we ascribe to it ourselves, I suppose. I guess that's kind of the point. Like, they gave us the reveal that the whole town is just, you know, toys in a children's imagination. But then by breaking the fourth wall after that and establishing that, hey, you know, you're just playing a video game, so does it matter whether it's fictional or non-fictional? Like, obviously it's fictional, it's a video game, so even if it's fictional within the world of fiction, does that make it not have any meaning? It's a lot to think about, this game. It is a lot to think about. I mean, I've said before, you know, like, the core gameplay loop, I'm okay with it now. I've adjusted to it. I don't think it's particularly compelling. Yeah, I'm sure I'm repeating myself at this point. After playing this much of this game, you do sort of end up going on loop a little bit. But yeah, like, as far as like the gameplay is concerned, most of it is just walking around and trying not to die. Like, trying to make sure you have enough food and that, you know, you don't get hit by a stray knife or whatever. Like, it's not particularly complex, or I wouldn't say it's not. I was hoping to talk to her in order to avoid the poop angel, but apparently she's just not interested. Is it because she's spooked? Is this her running away? She's going a bit faster than normal, right? That's a shame. I really need to sort my immunity infection out after that. That was really not good. Oh, fuck, I'm so low on bandages. Well, now I'm completely out of bandages. Even better. But yeah, sorry, I keep digressing. I'm quite good at that. It's hard to claim that this is a quote-unquote fun game to play by any means. Like, even when everything's going well for you, as I say, it is essentially just walking around and occasionally using an item or talking to someone. Like, there's not a great deal of gameplay in the game, shall we say. You just leave me alone, dude. I'm not even in an infected district and I'm getting infection blasted at me from all angles. I keep losing my train of thought. Yeah, but I guess the meta gameplay, the external contextual gameplay, if you like, is in the piecing together of what the fuck is going on with this game. That's why it so often rewards you with just, you know, dialogue, knowledge. There's been quests in Clara's campaign so far that have rewarded me with negative reputation. I've busted my ass all day and all I've got for it is having my reputation tanked. But what I did get from it, in an external sense, is knowledge on how the world works. Facts about the characters, the disease, you know. Useful building blocks for trying to piece together what the hell this game even is. And I think that's really interesting. I think that's the highlight of this game, realistically, is the fact that it makes rewards out of information, which on a slightly different scale is something that some of my favourite games of all time do. I mean, I have made a big deal of the Outer Wilds being a really clever game for the fact that you have the tools you need to succeed from the minute you start playing the game, right? You just unlock the knowledge of how to use those tools in particularly interesting and creative ways by playing through the game, and by using those tools in such means you're able to complete the game, you know, in minutes if you want to. And the same applies to Tunic. I think I played both of them on the channel, right? So you can go back and watch them if you want to see exactly what I mean, but they're both games that do that very well. This is a game that does a similar thing, but rather than like teach you sort of mechanical new ideas, it just teaches you better ways, better means to interpret and understand the lore of it. As I say, I think that's cool. I think that's cool. Oh, hang on. Come back. For some reason I thought this was a bullet. I don't know how I came to that conclusion. It's very clearly not a bullet. Oh, fuck, okay. 2 of those. My exhaustion's getting high, but I think I'll probably just eat those coffee beans in a second. I'm gonna have to... Actually, I am just killing time at the moment, right? Maybe I sleep for... Not long, like just pop some of that Meridome I've got and just sleep for like 3 hours maybe. I only need to get to midday. Vectored in that direction, so I guess we'll keep going this way. I think maybe Lara's house will be a good place to sleep. It's out of the infected area. And it's sort of on the path of where I want to go, more or less-ish. A minor detour, but not a big one. Oh, maybe it isn't out of the infected area, actually. It looks pretty stinky up there. Did I get a follow-up from that chat with the sister, by the way? She left the district. The disease will follow the Changeling soon, leaving this place. The district, thus purified, will surely make a fine present for the Inquisitor. However, some of the townsfolk will take her for a saint instead of a villain. These places where people are still devoted to her are where I must search. Interesting. I guess this is going to give us extra ammunition from when we eventually get to talk to the Inquisitor, then. We can say, hey, we've made sure that area is going to be clean next time. I chased my sister away, the one who's causing all this issue. Oh, I said the wrong thing. For some reason this about playing in the mud didn't seem like the trade option to me, but I guess it was. Oh, I've spotted one. Most important NPCs in the game, just strolling up the middle of town. I really don't know if I'm going to need any more Schmauder. Like, I think I'm probably good for it, but... right, we need 7. So that's... like that, yeah. That costs 5, not 1. I apparently can't read. Hang on. Can I not unselect this? Okay, yeah, there we... wait. No, hang on. Maths. Nope. Hang on. Wait, we'll get there. Yeah, there we go. My brain just shut off completely then. It was just like, you know what, we're not going to be able to add up to make 7. That's far too difficult. Instead, we're just gonna click things until the number's right. And hey, it worked for me eventually. I don't even have shit to trade to her. Like, I've got 5 Schmauder. Speaking of, is everyone okay? Is everyone okay today? Yeah, everyone's fine. Everyone's loving life. I might be able to cure everyone again. I don't know if there's any real point in doing that, because I'm going to want to see my ending, but, you know.
She's eradicated crime. The town is quiet.
Okay, so, health is low, exhaustion is high. We're going to get some sleep. Probably get away with just using 1 Meridome, probably. Just get like 3 hours sleep, maybe. Maybe 1 more hour. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, immunity is now low, but that's an easy fix. Or not, apparently. I've already used all my alpha tablets. That didn't take very long at all. Hunger could use a bit of work. Okay, that's about as good as we're going to get. Need to grab a few more immunity tablets, but that's not going to be the end of the world. Let's head up and speak with the Inquisitor, shall we? Let's finally see what all that's about. Don't know why she refused to speak to me until midday. I guess probably from just a pure game design perspective, just to encourage me to go looking for little sister so that we could find her and do that part of the quest before speaking to the Inquisitor. Otherwise we, you know, could very easily have missed that. I mean, as I say, I definitely would have if I hadn't Googled. Because, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb, but there really didn't seem to be any indication of where I was going to find her at that point. Like, going into that one specific house, I even knew which house it was, knew she was meant to be on the top floor, and it still took me forever to find her because it's so fucking dark in there, you know what I mean? Like, if I had to search every house in the game to find her, there would have been zero chance I would have just stumbled upon her, you know what I mean? And that's the sort of thing that does rankle me a little bit with this game. It does wind me up a little bit when it does stuff like that. Did an uneven trade, look at me. Fine, the tablets are worth far more than some shit I found in a bin. Reputation's going down again though. Don't like that. Not a fan of that one at all. I should save. There doesn't seem to be much danger on the streets at the moment. I guess the arrival of the Inquisitor has seen to that, but even so, things could get real nasty real quick, I think. I shouldn't have saved over my old slot though. I don't know why I did that. That was probably a mistake. Oh, you live and learn. Come in, but don't expect to get off scot-free, Changeling. It's not what I expect at all. My dear, how are you? Very tall, aren't you? I'm boob level with you right now. Bring her in, let me get a closer look. I didn't think she was going to say anything, and then she did. She took a while getting round to it. Bring her in, let me take a closer look at her. Well, I've expected more than this, much more. You look nothing like a messenger from the Supreme Power. How can you prove you're a true miracle worker and not just an unsightly changeling pretending to be one? My deeds speak for themselves. All that your deeds suggest is that you're a dangerous fraud. If anyone prepared to vouch for you, is anyone prepared to vouch for you other than the bachelor who you could easily have swayed? The ones I've cured. Commoners? And who's going to go around looking for them amid all this chaos? It's certainly beyond my resources. Well then, how do I know you're you? But such things need no proof. Alright, your word will be enough. Well, that was easy enough. Make a statement then. Enunciate your identity. Who are you? My name is Clara. I am the miracle worker.
No need to rush. The matter requires composure and self-possession.
Poor child. I was all indignation just a moment ago, but I only feel pity now. The things that happen in this land, another victim of those deceiving bastards. Don't you know miracles are impossible? Who's deceiving me? Do you mean the Sabarovs? No, the powers that be. They deceived you, like they did everyone else. The Sabarovs are also victims of their scheming. They, the Sabarovs, wanted to use you to strike at the disease carrier, but you shouldn't have killed anyone. No member of the Circle is to blame for the outbreak. The logic of the world is. Such is the law. No. Somehow I feel it's not what's going to happen to me. I don't want to get my own back on the powers. I sense how weak they are. I'm sorry for them. Shut up and listen to me. Do they want miracles from you? Yes, 3 days ago I received a letter. Miracles violate the world. They're abusive in nature. When the world was conceived, it was conceived as a coherent whole, without contradictions. Harmony is the main, indeed the only component of any universe. However ugly a world may be, however unfair it may seem, it is none the less harmonious. Look around you. Or is this what you call harmony? Of course I do. Or do you suppose harmony is the same as beauty, you dim, pathetic creature? Okay, calm down. Why am I pathetic? Driven by either compassion or anger, you've had the audacity to tamper crudely with the finest fabric of creation, severing and rebinding threads that aren't for you to sever or rebind. It being the prerogative of 1,000-fold greater mind than all of our paltry ones combined. I didn't give myself that prerogative. Or are you already putting me on trial as a thief to be hanged alongside robbers and looters? I'll tell you why you're a thief later. I just need to see you in action first so that I could finally convince myself. Did the Bachelor inform on me? Did he say that I'm the personification of the disease? Because that is not true. I know, that's your sister. A twin, right? And an identical one. Impossible to tell apart from you. I wonder why I'm not seeing double like the others. Why have you come here alone? Alone? I'm not sure of that. My oh my, you know what? Tell me about your past, girl. Who were your mother and father? Where are you from? What did you do before you came here? Who saw you on your way? I can't. I don't know who's acting under my guise right now. I can only feel their hands. That's me. That's Joe, that is. That's who she's talking about. So you won't tell? Then I will. You're insane, my child. Deranged. You have a split personality disorder. Schizophrenia, perhaps. What do you think of it as reality is sometimes replaced by an illusion, to reappear in the true vivid fullness later. A nice version, isn't it? An all-round nice one. The only thing I can't explain is you're still being alive. So what am I to do? I'll make up my mind by this evening, and that's if I like you. For now, you will do what I tell you to. I'd like to see you alter the fabric of creation, or more exactly, I'd like to convince myself that you can do nothing of the sort, that you're a mere changeling rather than someone who incites the change. And what does that mean? You'll begin with the Sabarovs. Do to them what they made you do to their subjects. Ask them. Find out how guilty they themselves think they are. True culprits are better than others at avoiding taking responsibility. Yes, we do have things to talk about. And mind you, I need you here with a report before the end of the day, or else I'll kill you. What have I ever done to you? I've been sent here to smother the disease and reinstate the law. Plague or miracle worker, in my eyes, you're a menace either way. I won't go soft on you. Remember, I'm keeping you on a long leash. Alright, I'll do as you say. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that the Sabarovs fucking threw me under the bus yesterday, I'd be more hesitant to go in swinging on them, but fuck it. Like, why not? Why not, actually? We'd have thought that I'd return to this house as a harbinger. Yeah, okay, that's this. Oh yeah, I do need to return to the Bachelor. Fuck, what? Where did... He was at the theatre, right? He was at the theatre. We walked past the theatre a minute ago. I completely forgot. Good thing I checked my quest log, because I'd completely forgotten about that whole give a gun to a guy quest. I'm hoping the Sabarov thing won't take too long. It'll just literally be go to them and speak to them. Like, I feel like I have enough dirt on them already to be able to implant my hooks or whatever, but maybe I will have to speak to someone else as well. We've got most of the day. My stats are pretty good after that recent splurge in, you know, everything. So, hopefully we won't have too big a task ahead of us now. Day 7's getting interesting though. Day 7's getting interesting. I didn't know how big a deal everything was going to be today, really. Obviously I knew I was going to have to speak to the Inquisitor, but I didn't expect her to like have plans for me necessarily. Should have known, really. That's sort of her thing, but You've had our fair share of side quests to get going on with, so I didn't know the main quest would be particularly involved. Wouldn't be the first time this game has sort of suddenly gone, by the way, you've got a buttload of stuff to do today, get on with it. Yeah, definitely wouldn't be the first time. Bachelor. Good news, I did your quest.
The wretched wound has opened.
So you did wiggle your way out of it, didn't you? Well, I've given the weapon to that bogey. Good. Fortunate in every respect. The weapon keeps jamming anyway, and it was next to impossible to fire it and hit anything, so I suppose everyone will be contented in the end. What did he say? Something phlegmy. And are you sure it was the right gatherer? The faces are so alike, if you can call them faces. Fronts of their heads, well, a little bit racist, but I don't know, is it racist if they're quite clearly a different species? Speciesist, I guess. It was the one, no mistake. Alright, do you need money? Yeah, I could use some. 5 grand, not bad. I don't know what I would have gained if I'd said no to that, but 5 grand is going to go a long way. Reminds me, actually, food's cheap today, so that's something else I want to do while I've got the chance, is the big stock up. The big, great stock up. There is a food shop just on the right down here, if I remember correctly. Really have any need to trade with these people, is the thing. Like, I don't need infection tablets. He's a bit more useful, because he can have lockpicks and stuff, so I guess maybe... you know what, I'll take all that. Take all that happily. These are 1 each. That's 2, so that's 5, and then I need 2 for that. Quick maths. Yeah, I just want to swing in here real quick. Ooh. Not been, try that again. I've not been doing my due diligence with regards to drunkards recently, and I'm feeling very low on bandages as a result. Five gold rings. Yeah, I'll take all that as well. And when I've just got a big stack of knives and nothing to use them on, I might as well be trading them with this guy, right? Off you go. And I need food. Oh, shit. Alright. Guess we need to look for someone to murder. I don't know if we're going to find anyone. Like, I think all I've seen today has been a single Molotov cocktail guy. And I don't really like fighting those because they're, you know, very likely to just kill you. The gains from fighting one is a lot slimmer than the amount of health you lose from fighting one generally. I'm sure it is possible. I'm sure I just need to master the fine art of fighting them without getting hit, but I haven't got it down. Not even to the extent that I've got knife men down, and I'm not great at those, to be honest. Well, if you're just going to stand there, obviously I'm going to trade with you, aren't I? Obviously. I only would have got sad if she'd had a Schmauder, because I do not have shit to trade at all. Right, back to the Sabarovs, I guess. Always said this about this town. Not enough knife crime. 'Tis a shame. I guess they'll come out at night. So if I take to the streets, you know, around 10 o'clock or whenever they come out, kill a couple, hopefully get my reputation up enough to just quickly buy up some food. Might take quite a few kills to get my reputation back to that standard though, considering it is, once again, still draining. There's no escape from it as the Changeling. It's honestly I see why this is the campaign that they make you unlock last. So far, there's not been anything quite as drastic as some of the stuff at the end of the Haruspex' campaign. That has been harder in spikes, but the overall shit you've got to contend with as the Changeling is definitely worse by a landslide.
The worst is yet to come.
Ah, it's you, daughter dear. Aren't you forgetting something? It seems you have no memory of yesterday. It must be the morphine.
My eye.
Okay. Yes, we'll try the other one. The slightly more coherent Sabarov.
Yes.
Bonjour. My reign has been a brief one. I've come to you as an envoy of the Inquisitor. Well, that's entirely awful. What does the Inquisitor want from me? She's ordered me to question you the way I used to question others upon your orders. I'll ask you my way, and you will give answers. Alright, let's do it your way. But before I sign my own death warrant, I'd like you to find out a certain thing that greatly intrigues me. It won't save me, but perhaps it will help towards a better understanding of my motives. What is it? I believe this town has been doomed from the outset, and if I'm right, there is at least a degree to which our actions can be justified. So here goes. I anticipate that some very powerful people share my views. Find out one last thing for me, by whom and by with what instructions were the 3 envoys sent here. The Bachelor, the Inquisitor, and the Commander. The Commander? Don't you know, the army is on its way here. They will arrive in a few days. I presume that their commanding officer is under orders to assess whether a total annihilation of our town is in order. So the army will level the town. It's clear at this point that all 3 emissaries are destroyers. Not one of them is even considering the option of preservation and future creative development. Find out, then, what orders these destroyers have been given. I'm interested in knowing who instructed these destroyers and with what rationale. Why do you need to know that? Don't you understand? I can die with a clear conscience if I know that those pulling the strings also believe the town to be doomed. Otherwise I'll go mad. Find that out for me, my child, and I'll tell you everything. And make you my heiress even as you condemn me to death. Alright, I'll find out. The Bachelor won't be at home. He's searching for undercover agents. Another thought-provoking detail, by the way. He's searching for undercover agents of the powers that be to turn over to the Inquisitor for execution. They've been hiding behind executors' masks. I'll find him. I know where he is. I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna go about the other 2, though. Do we have anything on the map? That's just for the clothing. Yeah, nothing marked on the map here. What does the old quest log say? Who could tell me exactly where the Bachelor is searching for the executors? He must have visited the theatre. Okay, I guess we just have to go to the Bachelor for now. I guess we do this like one step at a time. And of course I know where the Bachelor is. We've done the Bachelor today. We've done him a couple of times, in fact. We're gonna, once again, pretend that that wasn't as sexual as it sounded. Just gonna ignore that one. It's bad because I do have quite a filthy mind. I'm not going to pretend I don't, and I do, you know, sense innuendos when other people might miss over them, but I don't sense them in myself until I've already said them, and that's a problem. Because it means I just say dumb shit and then go, oh, I just said dumb shit, and then people think I said the dumb shit intentionally, but I actually didn't. It just sort of fell out of my face, and then I was like, oh, look, listen to the funny thing I just said. Let's all mock me. Okay. Gotta get to the theatre without getting, you know, too stanked up. So we're gonna have to go a bit of a longer route, I think, possibly, but should be fine. Been through town a few times at this point, so we know the clean routes. Clean routes, I said. Ugh. Okay. Once we've found the Bachelor, presumably we're going to then have to find the Haruspex, and if the Commander's not here, we're going to have to find someone who knows about what the Commander's going to be up to, and that's a question I cannot answer with my prior knowledge of this game. There is no pre-existing military presence that we can speak to. The closest thing is the Sabarovs themselves, leading the sort of militiamen. I'm not talking to you. I can't trade for one. There's no point. It'll only make me sad. See you're drunk, though. Let me know. I'm all about them drunks. And also these guys. Yo. 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 Thank you. Barter, please. Please do a barter. So that's 11 plus 6. I need 17 here. It's 3 knives and a razor. Thank you. Alright, once again we return to the Bachelor. See what he has to add. I mean, he came here on completely unrelated matters, right? He was here looking for the cure for immortality, so...
All for the best.
The cure for immortality. The cure for immortality is a bullet to the head. A cure for mortality was what I meant to say. I need to ask you an intimate question. Be honest, I'll find out eventually anyway. I'd just rather hear it from you. If that was supposed to frighten me, it didn't. It's not like you're ever going to think anything good of me, no matter what you hear from and whom. Listen up, plague girl. A matter of utmost importance is about to go to the dogs. That's why I'll trade my frankness for an executor's mask. Oh, one of these. The very thing. Are you surprised? Not in the slightest. It will fit you very well. So, you wanted to ask about something sensitive. Tell me what led to your being sent here. I'm making no secret of that now. I can barely stop myself from grabbing passers-by on their collars and torturing them with my terrible tale. Do you think that the powers that be knew all along that the town was doomed? No. The powers that be are anxious to save the town. That's what matters to them, even though they've sent me on this blasphemous mission couched in charitable rhetoric. But I am going to make them sorry for being so Jesuit about it, especially with Aglaia insisting the town can't be saved. Indeed? Why not? The town is the most unfortunate synthesis of irreconcilable opposites. They're gnawing at each other, coupled forcibly by an extraneous, not extraneous, that's a different word, extraneous will, like two of the same pole of a magnet. Spirit can't be contained by everyday life matter. The town may have nurtured a miracle into existence, but it must be released now. And here, as you see, Aglaia is right. And what are her instructions? I don't know, but I can give you a tip. She's been surprisingly forthright with the Haruspecs. Ask him, perhaps he'll share her confessions with you. I don't suppose their feelings have been mutual. And where is the Haruspecs now? I met him an hour ago. He was on his way to the termitory, specifically to its short block. Well, here's hoping he's still alive. We have a map marker for that? Nope. I don't know which one's the short block. Presumably the one that isn't the big block. I guess that stands to reason, right? Because the big, like, dormitory style area where Tai Cheek hangs out and everything. I don't think we've seen any of that in this campaign yet. But then there's the other side, which is just basically a corridor because it's all boarded up and everything. I'm assuming it's going to be there that we'll find him. I guess there's only 2 areas, so he's going to be in one of them. It won't take too much searching to find out which. Bit of a trek though, isn't it? It's always a walk away. It's never just, hey, I saw this guy, he's next door, you know? It's also all very plagued around there, but I guess we can sort of weave through the worst of it. Hopefully. Presumably we're not going to get much from this either. I mean, yeah, the Haruspecs does sort of become Aglaia's puppet to a degree once she arrives in town. But I don't know if he knows any more than I do at this point. That's going to be 11. 1 of them and 2 of them. Getting pretty well stocked up now. Just really need more bandages is the big thing I'm missing right now. And yeah, a bit more food probably, but I'm not desperate for it yet. That's a good start. like a third of a health bar. I'll take it. I'm wondering if it's worth, next time I see someone on the floor, trying to cure them. Can't remember what you can give them. I know Twirene is one. If you can give them Meridorm, I've got quite a bit of that now. So if I can give them Meridorm, and that's going to bump my reputation up sort of fairly painlessly, that might be a good idea, actually. I've not really engaged with that mechanic before, because it just always seemed like a waste of supplies, when reputation wasn't a thing the other two characters had to worry about a great deal. Only occasionally, right? There was a couple of quests where it was like, hey, you lost all your reputation, get it back. But it was never like a constant thing that was draining and needed attention, you know? So I might have to start... I mean, if you get a decent amount of reputation back for it, then it's definitely a thing. Definitely a thing. I'm actually just gonna do this rather than fight that rat. Oh, fuck. Nearly got me there. You nearly jump scared me there. Stupid gas cloud. My reputation's verging on being low enough for these guys to all want to murk me, and passing back through here after I've been through here is going to be a bit nightmarish, so I might have to go the slightly longer way through the top of the town when I leave. Because that is a lot of guards right there. There's a dangerous amount of guards. There's also a bunch out here as well, so, you know. Hopefully this doesn't cause me too many issues. Good. Very straightforward, that's what I like to see.
I'm tired.
Help me out, will you, Clara? I probably have to, one way or another. I promised to help a certain poor family. They gave me shelter once. Now I want to correct at least some of the wrongs inflicted upon them by the Bachelor. What? The Bachelor wronged them? Does that sound crazy to you? Why on earth? It shouldn't. After the raid, he had promised to get their father out of jail, but I suppose he then had more important business to attend to. The man died in custody, along with dozens of other innocents. And how are you planning to help them? Give them these 5 vials, will you? They're an extract of... well, you don't need to know. You'll see, I can't leave this place. I think I now have a chance to create my panacea before the day ends. Where do these people live? I don't know, but they're supposed to come to my cellar. They're probably waiting for me there right now. Alright, give me the vials. This is gonna be rough, isn't it? I'm gonna have serious guard issues when I come back here in short order. I don't think my reputation can get much lower without them getting very spicy about it. And again, not a great deal I can do about that. Aside from going into infected houses and trying to find some sick people to cure. Either way, I've been going a bit now at this point, so I should probably be wrapping up. I think I'll just get myself out of the Plague District so that future Joe doesn't curse me quite as much as he normally would. I make life hard enough on that poor lad, you know. Let's get this way. This is probably going to be the better way of going. The less dangerous way of going. As I say, not only is there less chance of infection when you're out of an infected district, surprisingly, but also there's just less guards about, and guards are going to be a real fucking threat for me. So, okay, so we're going to save here and we're going to look into this next time because I've just found something real interesting. Yeah, I'll see you for that, I guess. Bye.